Hello, and welcome to Select 10. In this video, we will go over our top 10 picks for the finest action thriller web series, where action meets fascination at every step. With their exciting adventures full of twists and jaw-dropping moments, these series cover everything from high-stakes crime to riveting spy dramas and deliver non-stop excitement, tension, and action that keep you on the edge of your seat. Now let's start the video. Number 10. 2 Weeks to Live. It is an action comedy miniseries created by Gaby Hull. The plot centers on Kim Noakes, a young woman who was staying in secrecy in a remote area of Scotland with her mother. She was raised in seclusion while learning survival skills from her mother, who gets her ready for the impending doom of the universe. Kim, on the other hand, leaves her house for her first outing in years to find Jimmy after learning that he killed her father. She meets Nicky along the road, a depressed young guy who gets mixed up in Kim's quest. Soon both of them are pursued by a variety of enemies as they face the dangers of modern society, including criminals, intelligence operatives, and Kim's own violent background. As Kim and Nicky rush against their time to discover what's true about the tragic death of their father, they embark on a chaotic and dangerous trip that involves unexpected twists and turns and surprising truths. Ultimately, it's an aggressive and fast-moving comedy series that tackles themes of atonement, family, and retaliation, while providing a ton of humor and action-packed, adrenaline-pumping moments. Number 9. Most Dangerous Game. It is an action thriller series created by Nick Santora, Josh Harmon, and Scott Elder. The story focuses on Dodge Tynes, who is in terrible financial shape as a result of both his wife's pregnancy and his fatal disease. In a desperate attempt to secure his family's future, Dodge unwillingly consents to take part in a lethal game run by Miles Sellers' unknown group, known as the TAC. Dodge is the target in this bizarre game, pursued by powerful individuals who will spend monumental amounts of cash to have the chance to hunt people. Dodge has to avoid imprisonment and survive for an entire day in a vast urban jungle to win a huge cash prize that would guarantee his family's survival. When the seconds pass and the dangers rise, Dodge makes his way across the perilous downtown landscape, joins forces with other participants, and uses his survival abilities to outmaneuver the attackers. The narrative delves into concepts of survival, right and wrong, and the outer limits of human behavior, while delivering an engrossing and suspenseful thriller. The series grips viewers from the very beginning to the exciting finish with its gripping action scenes, surprising turns, and intriguing cast of characters. Number 8. Altered Carbon. It is an cyberpunk action series based on the 2002 book of the same name. One of the best sci-fi action stories you won't want to miss. The story takes place a few millennia in the future, when the development of stacks, innovative implants and spinal cords that preserve and transmit minds between bodies, has revolutionized human society and rendered death more of a short-term trouble than a sign of mortality. The main focus is on Takeshi Kovacs, a former military member known as an envoy, who is revived after being dead for decades. Lawrence Bancroft, a powerful businessman, hires Kovacs to investigate Bancroft's own death. Due to a second copy of his awareness, Bancroft's present body is memoryless of what happened prior to his death, where his old body clone died under unknown circumstances. Kovacs must, therefore, determine who murdered him and why. The plot thickens as Kovacs digs further into the case, struggles with his own previous traumatic events, and discovers a labyrinth of conspiracy, treachery, and suspense involving influential companies, criminal organizations, and radical cults. The show's mind-blowing plot, insane twists, and visually spectacular presentation enthrall viewers with its bleak future vision and tremendous action, leaving you wanting for more. Number 7. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It is a superhero action-adventure miniseries created by Malcolm Spellman. The show takes place following the incidents in Avengers: Endgame, where Sam Wilson tries to come to terms with Captain America's mantle and copes with existence without his role model and companion, Steve Rogers. In the meantime, Bucky Barnes searches for atonement for his deeds while struggling with his own background as the misguided assassin, identified as the Winter Soldier. However, as new dangers and difficulties arise, including the rise of the Flag Smashers, a group that aims to topple the global order, Sam and Bucky are dragged into a plot that has the aim of destroying humanity itself. Along the way, they run into some known individuals from their earlier days, including Sharon Carter and the nation's newest Captain America, John Walker. Even if you haven't seen every Marvel movie, you could still like this show, owing to its exciting and action-packed plot, well-developed characters, heart-pounding action scenes, and captivating storytelling, which provides a fun adventure in each episode. Number 6. Chuck. It is a spy action series created by Josh Schwartz and Chris Fedak. The plot revolves around Chuck Bartowski, a computer genius who works at a gadget shop. Soon, when he inadvertently downloads an enormous file that contains highly sensitive knowledge from the CIA and NSA, his life undergoes an abrupt change. Following this unintentional download, Chuck emerges as a valuable asset, while the CIA and NSA designate an agent to guard him and take advantage of his talents. With the support of CIA operative Sarah Walker and NSA officer John Casey, Chuck deals with the hazards of spying, embarking on assignments, balancing his private affairs, and hiding his true identity from the people he loves. Throughout the series, Chuck juggles his responsibilities as a frustrated agent, his own private life and ambitions, all while fighting powerful enemies, including rogue agents, criminal groups, and people from the family he shares. The show's main strength comes from its distinctive combination of spy drama, workplace comedy, which never grows old. All 5 seasons are full of fun, action, and uplifting moments. Number 5. My Name. It is a 2021 revenge action drama, directed by Kim Jin-min. The tale revolves around Yoon Jae-woo, a young woman who demands vengeance for her father's death. In the meantime, Jae-woo's father was an ex-cop who was brutally murdered by a powerful drug mafia. Jae-woo, devastated by her father's passing and angry with the investigation's slowdown, decides to take things into her own hands to investigate, and she invades the criminal organization that killed her dad. As she goes further into the world of organized crime, Jae-woo uncovers shocking secrets and confronts frightening enemies ranging from violent drug dealers to crooked cops. However, as Jae-woo approaches learning the real story about her father's death, she becomes entangled in a lethal game of cat and mouse, in which she must work quickly to identify the killers and learn the reality of her family's past. This show is perfect for those who enjoy violent, hand-to-hand combat. Its gripping tale of justice, loyalty, and retribution will keep you glued to the screen till the exciting finale. Number 4. Banshee. It is a crime action series created by Jonathan Tropper and David Schickeler. It is one of the greatest shows ever, but many people are still unaware of it. The narrative revolves around an ex-inmate who, while completing a 15-year jail term for an attempted diamond theft, is set free and seeks revenge against his fellow crime leader, known as Rabbit. The primary story starts when he discovers the death of Banshee's recently elected sheriff, Lucas Hood, and chooses to take on Sheriff Hood's persona in order to remain hidden and organize the next act towards Rabbit. However, things do not go as planned, as he quickly gets caught up in the complex rules of Banshee, a town full of secrets, crime, and corruption. While Lucas deals with Banshee's risky underground, he encounters formidable enemies, including Rabbit and his mafia accomplices, crooked justice system officers, and competing gangsters. The series' compelling action scenes, nuanced character development, and realistic portrayal of small-town life are its primary draws. Through its 4-season run, audiences are enthralled by the show's blend of character-centered storytelling, thrilling action, and crime drama that reveals every piece of Lucas's life. Number 3. Twisted Metal. It is a post-apocalyptic action series developed by Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, and Michael Jonathan Smith. The show is set in a post-apocalyptic era in which an anomaly has destroyed the internet and powerful towns have constructed barriers to safeguard their residents, leaving criminals fighting for themselves outside. The people who are left outside of the cities have resorted to using cars and firearms as means of self-defense in order to survive, while those who live within the cities lead luxurious lifestyles. The main character is John Doe, a deliveryman, who is given a magnificent chance to relocate to the secure sanctuary inside the walls and permanently leave his perilous existence behind in exchange for picking up and delivering a shipment on time. However, the route to the package's destination is perilous, requiring him to face vicious robbers driving lethal and damaging cars that will stop at nothing to kill him. Based on the same-named video game, the series delivers a fast-paced, exhilarating experience that includes intense car action and fight scenes. With its grimy setting, fierce vehicular warfare, and morally gray characters, it takes you on an exhilarating and bizarre voyage into a terrifying future where only the strongest win. Number 2. Song of the Bandits. It is a Western crime action series directed by Hwang Jun-hyuk. The drama is set in the early 1900s during Japan's control of the Korean province. The primary story revolves around Lee Yoon, a Korean captain serving in the Japanese army, who is haunted by the remorse he felt 5 years prior for disclosing the movements of civilian forces battling the Japanese for their freedom. Yoon sets out to find Choi Chung-soo, the base of operations he had disclosed to the Japanese, and they both organize a separate criminal gang to defend the people from the impacts of the disputes between the Japanese authorities and armed outlaws seeking control of the area. There is a lot of drama as a series of events take place amongst many factions in the chaotic region of Gando throughout the 1920s, each with their own agendas. These groups include the Korean Liberation Army, Japanese soldiers, assassins, robbers, and Joseon migrants. The narrative is intense and full of twists that propel a typically slow story, making the show entertaining to binge watch. Along with its spectacular combat scenes, it also has a heavy emotional plotline. Number 1. Marvel's Daredevil. It is superhero crime action series created by Drew Goddard. Try this if you don't enjoy superhero shows, you might end up becoming a fan. The plot revolves around Matt Murdock, who loses his sight in a terrible incident but acquires enhanced senses that allow him to view everything around him with unbelievable precision. During the day, Matt practices defense law in the Hell's Kitchen area of New York City. At night, he transforms into Daredevil and battles organized crime in Hell's Kitchen, employing his improved senses, martial arts abilities, and sharpened sense of justice. As Daredevil, Matt battles a range of criminals, notably the formidable and cunning Wilson Fisk, popularly known as the Kingpin, who rules a large portion of the city's violent underbelly. Throughout the course of the show, Matt struggles to balance his loyalty to the law, his convictions, and his thirst for justice as he navigates his dual identities and the ethically complex nature of vigilantism. Unlike many superhero shows, this one presents a believable and gritty depiction of the superhero genre, supported by engaging characters, deep storylines, and satisfying action sequences. This show is so addicting that once you start watching, you'll find yourself binge-watching all 3 seasons. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.